My name's Kerry and welcome to another episode of Bearded Mixology. So for my first video of 2022, Happy New Year by the way, I thought I'd go back to basics and do a bona fide absolute classic cocktail, the Manhattan, and also do two different versions and compare them just to see which one I like the best. So like I say, the Manhattan, absolute classic, been around for donkey's years. Apparently it was invented by Churchill's mother, Winston, not the dog off the advert. Apparently when it was first invented, New York was a rye whiskey drinking city. It was easier to get rye and that's what people drank rather than bourbon. Obviously nowadays you can go into a bar and order a bourbon or a rye Manhattan. So I'm going to make both, see if one of them's better than the other or if I like one better than the other, and see how we go from there. So let's have a go at making a Manhattan. First thing you're going to need is a decent mixing jug, mixing jar. I can't remember what they're called. Like I said before, this one very kindly bought for me by David Swinstead. If you've not got one of those, just use a pint pot or whatever. So the first thing that goes in is your whiskey. I have gone for a Jim Beam pre-prohibition style rye whiskey. That has taken me so many times to be able to say that. It's a bit of a tongue twister. Like I say, I've never tried rye before because it's very hard to get where I live for some reason. This isn't the most expensive rye available. It can be 30, 40, 50 plus pounds a bottle. But apparently it's got good ratings, so we're going to go with the Jim Beam rye pre-prohibition whiskey. And that is 60 millilitres or 2 ounces of your rye. Next up is sweet vermouth, or sometimes called Italian vermouth. I have gone for Antica Formula, an Italian vermouth, obviously, like I've said. This seems to be a bit of an industry standard. When you watch people, other professional people making them on the internet and stuff, a lot of people tend to go for this one. Never tried it, so we'll see how we go. So that with the sweet vermouth, it's a 2-to-1 ratio, so 30 millilitres. You could also do a 50-50 mix of sweet and dry vermouth, and that would make a perfect Manhattan. But we're just going for the absolute basic today. So 30 millilitres sweet vermouth. And your final ingredient is bitters. Now, most people will go for Angostura bitters. It's the most well known, dead easily available. You get it in any supermarket. There are other bitters available. I've also got one called Peychaud's bitters. But today we're just going to go for the basic. Depending how much you like bitters, I suppose, depends how many dashes you want to put in. I'm just going to go for 2, because I don't want to overpower the whiskey and the vermouth. So we'll go for 2 dashes of Angostura. The only problem with this is, when every time I go to spray it, it goes everywhere. I can never get it straight into the jug. Never mind. Right, so part of the garnish is often a orange peel expressed over the top and then dropped in. I've not got any oranges, so I've got another bottle of bitters, but this is orange bitters. Angostura again. Broken lid, came like that from Amazon. So to try and replace the orange, I'm just gonna, yeah, smells orangey. I'm just gonna put 1 dash of this in, just to try and replicate the orange that should be going in it. 1 and a bit. If you want to just stick to the absolute basics, so just stay with your regular bitters. Then finally, fill your mixing jug with ice, which magically has already happened. Get your swizzle stick and give it a good stir. Put plenty of ice in because it helps to chill it down more uniformly without diluting too much. You want some dilution, but not a huge amount, really. It depends on your own taste. So keep hold of the mixing glass, and you'll feel the temperature dropping quite rapidly, and you'll see condensation come on the side. That lets you know that it's chilling correctly. When you stir like this with this ice in, it actually drops the temperature of the drink like well below 0. We'll have a look in a second. I think that's just about it probably. We'll have a look. I've got a thermometer here, meat thermometer. Stick it in, and it should drop to probably -3, -4. So it really does chill it down, especially if you're drinking it up in a glass without ice. It helps keep the drink cool for longer. So this is actually -5.5. So just a little bit of information or whatever you call it. Right, so then you get a coupe glass, pre-chilled. I've had some ice in it for a while. Tip that out, and then just strain into the top into your glass. I'm going to double strain just to catch any pieces of, like, small pieces of ice. Keeps your drink nice and smooth and whatever. There we go. And then finally, like I say, I've not got the orange garnish, but I have got some of the maraschino cherries. So we'll drop one of them in the bottom. Apparently it's a regular garnish for it. And there you go, that is your rye Manhattan. So let's give them a try and see what we think. In true Blue Peter fashion, here's one I made earlier. This is a bourbon one, this one is the rye one. We'll start with the traditional, the rye one, see what I think. Oh, it's strong, that. Sweet, it has got some sweetness to it. The whiskey element, to me, is more like your traditional whiskey. It's spicier, maybe a bit of smoke on the edge, on the flavour. Yes, it's got a real twang to it. That it's all right. I don't mind it. Not being the biggest whiskey fan in the world, I can drink it, but I'm not the hugest whiskey fan in the world. So that's the rye one. Oh, it's okay. It's not bad. This one, the bourbon one, I'm using Maker's Mark, and I know that I quite like Maker's Mark, so I don't know if I'm going to be a bit biased with it, but we'll see. Immediately, much smoother and sweeter. The Maker's Mark has got a real vanilla note to it that I've mentioned before. Both of these are real boozy cocktails. There's no escaping the alcohol in these. Which one do I prefer? I would say I prefer the bourbon one, just because it's a little bit smoother and a bit sweeter. But we will say that every single Manhattan that you make, if you use different whiskies and different vermouths, will be completely different, because the flavour profiles are always different. I might use a different rye next time and prefer that one. So just take it with a pinch of salt, which one I'm saying is my favourite at the minute. It's the favourite out of these two. So, like I say, the rye one tastes to me closer to Scotch whiskey, whereas the Maker's Mark is much sweeter, much smoother. I wouldn't drink this as a regular thing, I must admit. I know it's a classic and everything. I'm just not big enough of a whiskey fan Do I like it more than an old fashioned? About the same, I would say. So, as an occasional tipple, yeah, I'd have one. I've not really got a lot more to say than that. If you are a whiskey fan, then I am sure you will love this, because it's very complex. It's got the sweetness and the spice and the smoke and all those things. But you've got to like whiskey to like it, I suppose. But not bad at all. I wouldn't turn my nose up at one if someone gave me one or whatever. So in that taste test, the later one, not the traditional one, the bourbon one, is the winner for me. Give them a try. See what you think, or if you're already a Manhattan drinker, let me know. Let me know what your favourite combinations of whiskey and vermouth are. The Manhattan. So thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed the episode. Please let me know your opinions on the Manhattan if you've tried it, and which your favourite combinations are. Let me know if you don't like it. I like to hear what people think about the drinks. If you have enjoyed the episode, please click like, subscribe and the bell icon on the YouTube. Also, please check out the Instagram, Bearded Mixology. And until next time, as always, everybody please stay safe, and I'll see you all again with another episode of Bearded Mixology. Thanks for watching.